Your husband material, he's just fun. Why can't I have both? She asked calmly. I said, you're right. Let me think about it. Packed all her things the next day while she was out. She came home to boxes and a note. Thought about it. No. Hey viewers. Before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. The pattern started around April. Brooke would come home later and later, smelling like cigarette smoke and cheap beer. She'd say she was networking. That event planning meant being out when everyone else was out. I believed her because I wanted to. By June, she was gone 4 or 5 nights a week. I'd come home from the accounting firm at 6, make dinner for 1, eat alone, and fall asleep before she stumbled in around 2 in the morning. We'd been together 3 years. She'd moved into my apartment a year ago. I owned the place, bought it before we met. She didn't pay rent, just kicked in for utilities when she remembered. I didn't mind. That's what you do when you love someone, right? But something had shifted. She used to curl up next to me on the couch, laugh at my terrible jokes about tax season, cook elaborate Sunday brunches just because. Now she barely looked at me. She was always on her phone, always smiling at texts she never shared, always had somewhere else to be. I tried talking to her about it in May. You're out a lot lately, I said one night over takeout Chinese. She didn't look up from her phone. It's my job, Tyler. I have to be visible. Events happen at night. I know. I just miss you. I'm right here. But she wasn't. Not really. I told myself I was being paranoid. Insecure. She wasn't cheating. She was just busy. Building her career. I was the stable boyfriend with the boring job and the predictable schedule. She needed excitement. That was okay. That's what I kept telling myself until the night I saw them together. It was a Thursday in late June. My coworkers dragged me out for happy hour at a bar downtown, someplace trendy with exposed brick and overpriced cocktails. I was nursing a beer, half listening to someone complain about a client, when I saw her. Brooke was at the bar with a guy I'd never seen before. He was maybe mid-20s, wearing a backward snapback and a tank top that showed off tattoo sleeves. He had his hand on the small of her back. She was laughing, touching his arm, leaning into him in a way she hadn't leaned into me in months. I watched for 5 minutes. He bought her a drink. She fed him a cherry from her cocktail. He whispered something in her ear, and she threw her head back, genuinely delighted. I felt sick. I left without saying goodbye to my coworkers. Drove home. Sat in my apartment, our apartment, and waited. She came home at 3 in the morning. I was still on the couch. You're up late, she said, kicking off her heels. Couldn't sleep. Work stress. Something like that. She didn't ask more. Just went to the bathroom, brushed her teeth, and passed out in our bed fully clothed. I slept on the couch. The next few days were strange. I watched her differently. Noticed things I'd been ignoring. The way she was always texting. The way she'd disappear into the bathroom for 20-minute phone calls. The new clothes. Tighter, shorter, more revealing than anything she used to wear. By Wednesday, I decided to talk to her. Really talk. No accusations, just honesty. Thursday night, I came home with her favorite Thai food and a plan to ask her directly. Who was the guy at the bar? She got home at 7, which was early for her lately. What's all this? She asked, eyeing the food spread out on the table. Thought we could have dinner together. Actually talk. She sat down, but she looked wary. Okay. What do you want to talk about? I took a breath. Us. How we're doing. We're fine. Are we? Because it doesn't feel fine. You're out every night. We barely see each other. She put down her fork. Here we go? I knew this was coming. What's coming? The guilt trip. The you don't spend enough time with me speech. Tyler, I told you when I started this job, event planning isn't 9 to 5. I have to be out there. I have to network. I'm not asking you to quit your job. I'm just saying I miss you. I miss us. Well, I can't just sit at home every night waiting for you to be done with spreadsheets. I need stimulation. I need to actually live. That stung. I'm not asking you to sit at home. I'm asking you to be present when you are here. I am present. Who's Chase? Her face changed. Just for a second. Then she recovered. Chase? He's just a friend. Works at one of the venues I book. I saw you with him. Last Thursday. At Hudson's. Silence. You were following me? I was at happy hour with coworkers. I saw you. You were all over him. We're friends, Tyler. I'm allowed to have friends. Friends don't look at each other like that. She stood up. I don't like what you're implying. I'm not implying anything. I'm asking directly. Who is he? She sat back down slowly. Looked me in the eye. Okay. You want honesty? Fine. Yes, I've been spending time with Chase. He's fun. He takes me places. He makes me feel alive. But I haven't cheated on you. Yet. I haven't, she insisted. I'm being honest with you because I don't want to sneak around. I don't want to lie. So what are you saying? She took a breath. I'm saying, I need something you can't give me right now. Which is excitement, spontaneity, passion. Tyler, you're amazing. You're stable and responsible, and you own this apartment, and you have a good job and a retirement plan. You're husband material. The way she said it didn't sound like a compliment. And Chase is fun. He's a bartender who DJs on weekends. He takes me to underground shows and rooftop parties, and we dance until 4 in the morning. He makes me feel young. You're 29. You know what I mean. With you, everything is planned. Everything is safe. And that's great for building a life. But I'm not ready to build a life. I need to experience things first. I stared at her. What exactly are you asking me, Brooke? She met my eyes. Completely calm. I'm asking, why does it have to be one or the other? You give me security, stability, a home. He gives me adventure, excitement. Why can't I have both? The words hung in the air like smoke. Both. Yes. I mean, think about it rationally. We're adults. We can be evolved about this. You fulfill one set of needs. He fulfills another. Why do those have to be mutually exclusive? You want to date him while living here with me. I want to be honest about what I need. I love you, Tyler. I want to be with you long term. But I'm not ready to give up experiencing life. I'm not ready to be settled. You live in my apartment. And I appreciate that. But that doesn't mean you own me. I'm still my own person. I stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the city lights. She was actually serious. This wasn't a hypothetical. She was asking permission to cheat on me while living in my apartment, eating food I bought, using my Netflix account. So, I said slowly, not turning around. You want security and adventure. Husband material and fun. Me and Chase. Yes. I turned to look at her. She wasn't crying. Wasn't apologetic. She looked expectant, like she'd just presented a reasonable business proposal and was waiting for my counteroffer. Okay, I said. She blinked. Okay. You're right. Let me think about it. Really? She looked genuinely surprised. You're actually considering it? It's a big ask. I need to think it through. She stood up, relieved. Of course. Yes. Think about it. Really consider it. I think if you're honest with yourself, this could work for both of us. Maybe. She kissed my cheek. Thank you for being open-minded. This is why I love you. You're so rational. She grabbed her purse. I'm meeting Melissa. We can talk more tomorrow, okay? Sure. She left. I stood in the kitchen, surrounded by Thai food neither of us had eaten, and felt something click into place. Something cold and clear. She was right about one thing. I didn't need to think about it. I called my sister Nina at 9. She wants to date another guy while living in my apartment, I said without preamble. 5 seconds of silence. Then, please tell me you're leaving her. I'm thinking about it. Tyler, there's nothing to think about. She just asked permission to cheat on you. She says it's not cheating if I know about it. She's delusional. And you're better than this. Tell me you're leaving. I am. I just need to do it right. What does that mean? She doesn't pay rent. Never has. She just kicks in for utilities sometimes. She's not a tenant, legally speaking. So you can just pack her out. Yeah, I checked. No rental agreement, no rent payments, no tenant protections. Nina's voice changed, became sharp and focused. When? Tomorrow. While she's out. I'll be there at 9. What do you need? Boxes. Help packing. A witness. Done. And Tyler. Yeah. I'm proud of you. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my laptop researching, planning, thinking. She wanted both. She wanted the security of a boyfriend and the excitement of a lover. She wanted the apartment and the adventures. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. She'd get neither. I ordered moving boxes on Amazon. 20 of them. Overnight shipping. Then I texted my friend Kevin. Need help tomorrow. Can you bring your truck? Kevin, what time? Tyler. 10. Kevin, I'll be there. I sat on my couch that I'd bought, in my apartment that I owned, and felt completely calm. Friday morning, Brooke left for work at 8:30. She was in a good mood. Have you thought about it? She asked, kissing my cheek. Still thinking, I said. Take your time. But really consider it, okay? I think this could be really good for us. She left. I waited 10 minutes to make sure she was really gone. Then I called Nina. She just left. Come over. The boxes arrived at 9. Nina showed up 5 minutes later with coffee and a grim expression. Let's do this, she said. Kevin arrived at 10 with his truck. We started packing. Nina handled her clothes. Every dress, every pair of shoes, every piece of jewelry. She was methodical, folding things carefully, packing them in boxes with labels. Clothes 1, clothes 2, shoes. I handled the bathroom. All her makeup, her hair products, her skincare routine that took up an entire shelf. 3 boxes full. Kevin took the spare room where she kept her desk, her laptop, her event planning materials, her vision board, her collection of self-help books about living your best life. By 2 in the afternoon, everything she owned was in boxes, stacked neatly by the front door. I did a final sweep, checked every drawer, every closet, every cabinet. Found a photo of us from our first year together. We were at the beach, she was laughing, I was kissing her cheek. We looked happy. I put it in a box. That version of her was gone anyway. Nina was standing in the living room, looking at the stacks of boxes. The apartment looks bigger without her stuff. Yeah, I said. It does. You okay? Kevin asked. I'm fine. And I was. I felt lighter than I had in months. I went to Home Depot and bought a new deadbolt. Installed it myself. Changed the locks while Nina and Kevin loaded the truck with her boxes. Then I sat at my kitchen table and wrote the note. Simple. Clean. Final. Thought about it. No. Your things are packed and by the door. You have 48 hours to arrange pickup. The locks are changed. Don't contact me. We're done. Tyler. I taped it to the top box. Blocked her number on my phone. Blocked Chase for good measure, even though we'd never spoken. Blocked Melissa and her other friends. Done. I looked at my watch. 3:15. She usually got home around 6. I didn't want to be here when she showed up. Let's go grab a beer, I said to Kevin and Nina. We left the apartment at 3:30. Boxes stacked by the door. New locks installed. Note clearly visible. I didn't look back. I found out what happened from my neighbor, Mrs. Chun. Brooke got home around 6. Tried her key. It didn't work. She tried again. Still nothing. She knocked. Called my name. No answer. She called my phone. Blocked. Texted. Didn't deliver. That's when she saw the boxes. Mrs. Chun was coming home from the grocery store when she heard someone crying in the hallway. Brooke was sitting on the floor, surrounded by boxes, holding my note. Are you all right, dear? Mrs. Chun asked. He kicked me out, Brooke said, tears streaming down her face. Did you cheat on him? No. I asked to explore my needs. I was being honest. Mrs. Chun looked at the boxes. At the note. At Brooke's tear-stained face. Sounds like he was honest too, she said, and went into her apartment. Brooke sat in that hallway for another hour, calling me from different numbers. I didn't answer any of them. Finally, she called Melissa to come pick her up. I know all this because Mrs. Chun told me when I came home at 9 that night. Your girlfriend made quite a scene, she said. Very dramatic. Ex-girlfriend? I corrected. Good, Mrs. Chun said. You deserve better than someone who makes you feel like you're not enough. The voicemails piled up. I didn't listen to them, but I could see the timestamps. She'd called from 7 different numbers. Finally, I listened to one. Just to know. Tyler, this is insane. I was being honest with you. Isn't that better than lying? You can't just throw me out. We need to talk about this like adults. Call me back. Delete. I blocked that number too. The next morning, she sent an email. I almost didn't read it, but curiosity got the better of me. Tyler, I know you're angry, but this is extreme. I have nowhere to go. All my things are in boxes. You can't just kick me out without warning. I thought we could talk about this. I thought you were considering my proposal. Please just let me come get my things, and we can figure this out. Brooke, I didn't respond. She coordinated with Nina to pick up her boxes. Sunday morning, she showed up with Melissa in a U-Haul van. I wasn't there. I was at Kevin's watching football. Nina supervised. Professional. Cold. Brooke tried to ask about me. How is he? He's great. Can you tell him I'm sorry? That I want to talk? No. Nina, please. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You wanted husband benefits and boyfriend fun. He's not a safety net. Take your boxes and go. All boxes gone by noon. Nina texted me. All clear. She's gone. You can come home. I stayed at Kevin's until evening anyway. Didn't want to risk running into her. When I finally got home, The apartment felt different. Emptier, but in a good way. Like I'd been carrying something heavy and finally put it down. I ordered pizza, ate it on my couch, watched a movie I wanted to watch, slept like a baby. The next few weeks were a blur of her trying to get through to me. She sent letters. Actual physical letters to my office. Tyler, please. I made a mistake. The worst mistake. I don't want Chase. I want you. I want us. Please give me another chance. I shredded them. She showed up at my building. The doorman called up. There's a Brooke here to see you. Tell her I'm not home. She says she'll wait. Tell her to leave or you'll call the cops for trespassing. She left. Through mutual friends, I heard bits and pieces. She was staying with Chase. Turned out he lived in a tiny studio with 2 roommates. There was barely space for him, let alone her and all her boxes. She'd hinted about moving in together properly. He'd laughed it off. I'm not really a relationship guy, you know? I like keeping things casual. She'd pushed. He'd pulled back. After 2 weeks, he stopped responding to her texts. She tried to go back to Melissa's couch. Melissa was getting tired of her. She couldn't afford her own place. Event planning didn't pay as well as she'd made it seem. She'd been relying on not having to pay rent to survive. I heard all this through the grapevine and felt nothing. No satisfaction. No vindication. Just indifference. I threw myself into work. Got compliments from my boss. You seem more focused lately, she said. I went to the gym. Lost some weight. Started meal prepping again. Reconnected with friends I'd been neglecting. For 3 months, I didn't date. Just focused on myself. Then my friend Sarah introduced me to her colleague. Also named Sarah. A teacher. 28. Funny. Grounded. We went for coffee. Then dinner. Then another dinner. It was easy. She paid for her half. She laughed at my jokes. She didn't mention any other guys she was just friends with. By month 4, we were seeing each other regularly. Nothing serious yet, but healthy. Real. She asked about my last relationship once. What happened? She wanted more than I could give her. I said. Or I wasn't enough. Depends how you look at it. Her loss, Sarah said. I smiled. Yeah, I think so too. The wedding invitation came in September. Mutual friend. I almost didn't go. Then I thought, why not? I had nothing to hide from. I RSVP'd for 2. Brought Sarah. The wedding was nice. Good food, open bar, beautiful venue. I was having a good time when I saw her. Brooke was at the bar. Alone. She looked different. Thinner. Harder. Like she'd been running on fumes for months. Our eyes met across the room. She started walking toward me. Sarah was in the bathroom. I braced myself. Tyler, Brooke said. Brooke. Hey. You look good. Thanks. You too. Awkward pause. Is that your girlfriend? She'd seen Sarah earlier. Yeah. Sarah. We've been seeing each other a few months. She's pretty. She's great. Brooke looked down at her drink. I've been wanting to talk to you. Okay. I'm sorry. For everything. I was stupid and selfish and I didn't appreciate what I had. I appreciate the apology. Do you forgive me? I thought about it. Yeah. I do. Her face lit up. Really? Yeah. I'm not angry anymore. You actually did me a favor. A favor? You showed me what I won't accept. What I deserve. So, thank you for that. Tyler, I know I messed up, but if there's any chance, there's not. Just like that. Just like that. You wanted both. I wanted someone who wanted just me. We wanted different things. Chase and I aren't together anymore. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you? Breakups suck. But it doesn't change anything between us. I miss you. I don't miss you. I'm sorry, but I don't. What we had, it wasn't real. Not at the end. Sarah came back from the bathroom. Everything okay? Yeah, I said. Brooke, this is Sarah. Sarah, Brooke. They shook hands politely. Nice to meet you, Sarah said. Brooke forced a smile. You too. Treat him well. He's a good one. I plan to, Sarah said, taking my hand. Brooke walked away. Sarah looked at me. Your ex? Yeah. She seems sad. Probably. But not my problem anymore. We danced. We laughed. We left early and went back to her place. I stayed the night. Woke up next to someone who wanted just me. It was enough. More than enough. It was everything. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.